This week's Torah portion is Parashat Shemini, and it is the inaugurational day for the tabernacle that the Jewish people have been contributing to and building. And now it's ready. It's the last day. It's about to be inaugurated. Everything has been done exactly the way God commanded. And on this day, two of the sons of the newly inaugurated high priest Aaron, two of his sons Nadab and Avihu, go into the Holy of Holies. They go in there with an offering that was not commanded. And as a result, they die. And Aaron, in response to the death of his two sons, is silent. But if you look at the Torah, right before we read about Aaron being silent, we read about Moses going to Aaron and telling him that God told him that God would be sanctified by those who are closest to him. And Moses is suggesting that Nadab and Avihu are those people who are closest to God and who are bringing about a sanctification of God's name. And in response to that, Aaron is silent. And the word in the Torah for silence is one that connotes a stillness, a tranquility, an acceptance, and a submission to the divine will. So Nachmanides, the Ramban, tells us that in fact Aaron cried when he heard about his children dying, and it was only after Moses offers this explanation as to why they died that Aaron could be silent. And perhaps this is a model for us, that on the one hand there's grief and pain and crying and all the things that come when we lose people we love. There is that side of the coin. And the other side of the coin, perhaps, is coming to an understanding of death and of why things had to happen the way they are, and that we won't understand it. As much as Aaron was told this explanation from Moses and he was able to accept the divine will, so we, in our own way, have to come to some acceptance and understanding of the divine will. We have a saying that we use when somebody dies. We say, Baruch Dayan HaEmes, blessed is the true judge. And perhaps this is something for us to hold on to. It allows us to understand that in that moment of deep grief, that God's involved, that nothing happens by happenstance, nothing just happens by fate, that God is involved, that God is the true judge. God knows when somebody has to be born, when the soul has to come into the world, and God knows when the person has to die and the soul has to leave this world, that the work of the soul in this world is finished, or the lifespan of this person is finished. That's God. God is the true judge. And when we say Baruch Dayan HaEmes, we're recognizing and giving it up to God and saying, you've got this, God, even though I don't understand it. And I will grieve and I will live. So Aaron grieved. He was silent. He continued the inauguration ceremony because he had to keep living. And so too do we, the living, have to keep living.